What's up guys, this is Massey. Welcome to another video. In this video I want to talk about compounds containing potassium and their molar masses. So let's start with the names and molar masses. I'm gonna start with potassium acetate, which is gonna be KCH3COO or CH3COOK. Both of them are right. So we have potassium acetate, and if we want to have the molar mass, we have 1 atom of potassium, 2 atoms of carbon, 3 atoms of hydrogen, and 2 atoms of oxygen. K is 39.098, carbon is 12.011, hydrogen is 1.008, oxygen is 15.999, and molar mass is going to be 39.098 plus 2 times 12.011 plus 3 times 1.008 plus 2 times 15.999. So when you calculate it, it's going to be 39.098 plus 2 times 12.011 plus 3 times 1.008 plus 2 times 15.999. It's going to be 98.142 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of potassium acetate. Next one is, I'm going to say potassium bicarbonate, KHCO3, potassium bicarbonate. So that's gonna be 1 carbon, 1 potassium, 1 hydrogen, 1 carbon, 3 oxygen. So that's 39.098, 1.008, 12.011, oxygen is 15.999. So the molar mass is going to be 39.098 plus 1.008 plus 12.011 plus 3 times 15.999. That's going to be 39.098. It's going to be 100.114 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of potassium bicarbonate. Next one we can have K2CO3, which is potassium carbonate. So we have 2 atoms of potassium, 1 atom of carbon, 3 atoms of oxygen. So potassium is going to be 39.098, carbon is going to be 12.011, oxygen is 15.999. So the molar mass is going to be 2 times 39.098 plus 12.011, 3 times 15.999. So that will be 2 times 39.098 plus 12.011 plus 3 times 15.999. It's going to be 138.204 grams per mole. Next one is going to be KBrO3 or potassium bromate. We have 1 atom of K, 1 atom of bromine, 3 atoms of oxygen. Potassium is 39.098, bromine is 79.904, oxygen is 15.999. So molar mass is going to be 39.098 plus 79.904 0.04 plus 3 times 15.999. It's gonna be 39.098 plus 79 plus 3 times 15.999. It's gonna be 166.999 grams per mole. Next compound is KBr, which we call it potassium bromide. We have one atom of potassium and one atom of bromine. Potassium is 29.098 and bromine is 79.904. So we have one atom of each, we just add them. So 119.002 grams per mole is going to be the molar mass of potassium bromide. Next compound is KClO3, which is potassium chlorate. We have one atom of potassium, one atom of chlorine, 3 atoms of oxygen. Potassium is 39.098, chlorine is 35.45, oxygen is 15.999. So that's going to be 39.098 plus 35.45 plus 3 times 15.999. That's going to be 122.545 grams per mole. Next compound is KCl, or potassium chlorite. One atom of potassium, one atom of chlorine, 39.9098. Chlorine is 35.45. Just one atom from each, so just simply add the atomic masses. Next one is K2CrO4, which is potassium chromate, and that's gonna be 2 atoms of potassium, 1 atom of chromium, and 4 atoms of oxygen. Chromium is 39.098, chromium is 51.996, oxygen 15.999. So M will be 2 times 39.098 plus 51.996 plus 4 times 15.999. (194.188 grams per mole). Next one is KOCN, which is called Potassium Cyanide. You have 1 atom of potassium, 1 atom of oxygen, 1 atom of carbon, and 1 atom of nitrogen. So potassium is 39.098, oxygen is 15.999, 12.011, nitrogen is 14.007. So the molar mass is going to be summation of all these numbers It's going to be 81.115 grams per mole. Next one is KCN, which is Potassium Cyanide. Potassium cyanide, so we have one atom of potassium, one atom of carbon, and one atom of nitrogen. So you have 39.098, 12.011, 14.007. Molar mass is going to be 39.098, 12.011, 14.007. It's going to be 65.116 grams per mole. Next one is potassium dichromate. So 2 potassium, 2 chromium, and 7 oxygen. Potassium is, you need to look at the periodic table. Atomic mass of potassium is 39.098. Chromium is 51.996. Oxygen is 15.999. So the molar mass is going to be 2 times 39.098 plus 2 times 51.996. Next compound is KF, or Potassium Fluorite. The molar mass, we have 1 atom of potassium and 1 atom of fluorine. Potassium is 39.098 and fluorine is 18.998. So that's going to be 39.098 plus 18.998. That's going to be 58.096 grams per mole. Next one is potassium iodate, KiO3. We have 1 atom of potassium, 1 atom of iodine, and 3 atoms of oxygen. Potassium is 39.098, iodine is 126.90, oxygen is 15.999. So that's going to be 39.098 plus 126.90, 3 times 15.999. 13.995 grams per mole. Next one is Ki, or potassium iodide, which we have 1 atom of K and 1 atom of I. That's 39.098. And this one is 126.90, so it's going to be 1 atom from each. It's going to be 165.998 grams per mole. That's the molar mass or molecular weight of potassium iodide. Next compound we have is potassium nitrate, KNO3, potassium nitrate. We have 1 atom of potassium, 1 atom of nitrogen, 3 atoms of oxygen. Atomic mass of potassium is 39.098. Nitrogen is 14.007 and oxygen is 15.999. That's going to be 39.098 plus 14.007 plus 3 times 15.999. So that's going to make it 39.098 plus 14.07 plus 3 times 15.999. It's going to give me 101.102 grams per mole. This is potassium nitrate. Let's have potassium nitrate. KNO2. Potassium nitrate. These are polyatomic ion nitrate. NO3 is nitrate ion. NO2 is nitrate ion. So 1 atom of potassium, 1 atom of nitrogen, and 2 atoms of oxygen. K is 39.098, N is 14.007, and oxygen is 15.999. That's gonna give me 39.098 plus 14.007 plus 2 times 15.999. It's going to be 85.103 grams per mole is the molar mass of potassium nitrate. Next one is going to be K2O, or potassium oxide. We have 2 atoms of potassium, 1 atom of oxygen, 39.098, oxygen is 15.999. So that's going to be 2 times 39.098, 15.999. It's going to be 94.195 grams per mole. Next one is K2SO4, or potassium sulfate. We have 2 atoms of potassium, 1 atom of sulfur, and 4 atoms of oxygen. Potassium is 39.098, that's the atomic mass of potassium. The atomic mass of sulfur is 32.06, and the atomic mass of oxygen is 15.999. So molar mass is going to be 2 times 39.098 plus 1 times 32.06 plus 4 times 15.999. That's how we can find out the molar mass of potassium sulfate. So give me 174.252 grams per mole. Next one is K2S. It's going to be potassium sulfide. We have 2 atoms of potassium and 1 atom of sulfur. Potassium is 39.098, sulfur is 32.06, so M is 2 times 39.098 plus 32.06. So 110.256 grams per mole. And the last one, we have K2SO3, potassium sulfite. And 2 atoms of potassium, 1 atom of sulfur, and 3 atoms of oxygen. That's 39.098, 32.06, and 15.999. So that's gonna be 2 times 39.098 plus 32.06, 3 times 15.999. 2 times 39.098 plus 32.06 plus 3 times 15.999. That's going to be 158.253 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of potassium sulfite. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are basically the compounds containing potassium. Not all of them, but most important ones, and their molar masses. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And don't forget to subscribe this channel. You can have access to thousands of different videos regarding chemistry, math, and physics. Thank you for watching and have a great day.